So, people of God, this video cut actually. There's a second part to this video. I so I'm gonna add the second part in. I'm gonna tie it together, and you're gonna see me say, "Oh, I'm back now. I went to take Daniel to the restroom." But the first part of the video, I paused it when I went to go take him to the restroom, and when I came back, the whole phone shut down, and so I think I I was in like 10 or 15 minutes of recording, and so it's nothing there. So that's annoying. But what I was saying is, I got another the piece I'm gonna add to this when I started back recording. Um, I think it's like 30 something minutes. So what I was saying, if I can remember, basically this video is overcoming um the bondage of other people's opinion. And it was just on my spirit. That's what I just wanted to speak from this morning. I had me some pineapples. I was eating pineapple for breakfast. But what I was wanted to speak on is overcoming the bondage of other people's opinion. We all have an opinion, right? But our thoughts are greater for us than the thoughts of another. Sometimes other people's opinion can benefit us. And then there are times when other people's opinion can enslave us, make us feel insecure, cut down our spirits, or make us turn and stop doing what we're doing, stop walking in purpose. It's meant to hinder us, especially when you begin to answer the call of God on your life and just anything in life that you desire to do. As we continuously delight ourselves in the Lord, He gives us the desires of our heart. If you're desiring something and it aligns with the Word of God, that comes from above. And sometimes people can have opinions about what you're doing, and it'll make you stop doing what you're doing. And you got to learn how to discern opinions and overcome being enslaved by other people's opinion. And always remember, what you think for you is better for you than your thoughts for you are better than the thoughts of another. you know for example, sometimes you could be let's say it could be something simple as you wanting to, let's say you want to adopt a child, and it's just a random thought. You could be someone who just said, I always had a desire to adopt a child. And it could be someone around you that say, oh, you shouldn't adopt no kids because you don't know what their background is. And they could just tell you all this negative stuff, and it could just kill your little desire. Don't let that. That's you becoming a slave to somebody else's opinion. You had that desire of adopting a child, and there's many people that will make great parents because you have a lot of love to give. And when you've got love, love is the greatest thing you could give a child, especially a child who is just a baby, a young baby who has no parent, or a child who's just constantly pushed from place to place. They some of them looking for stability, and there are pros and cons to adopting, especially within certain age group. But you can educate yourself on that, and there are classes that you can go to and that are required for that process, but don't allow yourself to be enslaved by someone else's opinion. Sometimes people can give you opinions from a place of envy, but you can be a person who is very ambitious. You could be always learning new things or accomplishes something, and somebody could say, oh, you're doing too much. Oh, you making too many t-shirts, or you done wrote too many books, or you done did too many this, and you may start second. If you don't have a strong mind, and thick skin, you may start second guessing yourself. Am I doing too much, or should I kind of slow down a little bit? And you become their insecurities. They could project their insecurities on you, or they could project their fears on you. Then you become enslaved or stagnated based off of somebody else's opinion. you know um so anyway, I started this video out. Like I said, I was 15 minutes and I can't remember everything that I was saying, but you're gonna see the part that I'm gonna add. You're gonna see me say, okay, I'm back now, because I put it on pause to go take him to the restroom. I'm kind of mad that my first part of my video got cut, um because I can't remember everything that I said in the first part of that message. But yeah, overcoming other people's opinion. So So here's the remainder of the video. Okay, I'm back. And Daniel didn't even have to use the bathroom. He made me get up. And as soon as I got up and went over there, he gonna open the door. He don't stand there looking at me like. I was like, go ahead, go out. He like, I was like, boy, we don't stop. Every time I get on this thing, they act like they want to show off for my attention. And that's all they do is pull my attention. Right? But anyway, what was I saying? So basically, I think I was talking about weight. It could be overcoming the bondage of other people's opinions. And it could be your weight, you know. And I was saying, I think maybe this doesn't affect men as much, or maybe it does, you know, maybe some men as well. You know, you will have some people that will be upset with you sometimes. Well, I wouldn't really say upset, but will interject their opinions based on your weight. Now, sometimes if you have a friend, if you have somebody who is a friend to you, and you have established that friendship, that bond, and you know that there's nothing but love there, they may take notice and give you a lot of unsolicited advice sometimes, you know, but they will probably offer help. I know I'm that type of friend. Especially if I am close to you and I got love for you, I will often offer my unsolicited advice. But at the same time, if you make it known, okay, listen, I don't want to hear that, then I'm not going to force myself to continuously annoy you with the things that I differ from you about, you know, because I don't want to frustrate you. But at the same time, if I know something that can benefit you and you have not expressed that you are annoyed, I'm not just going to give you advice. I'm going to maybe say, you know what, why don't we do this sometime? I will be there and do that with you. I will help you with that because that's what I want. You're right, but it's rare that, you know, sometimes you will have people tell you should. People always want to tell you what you should do, and then when you take a look at what they're doing, they ain't doing nothing. They ain't even doing the thing they're telling you that you should do, and you running a race that's you way above them in some areas, right? And so sometimes you will have people who, when it comes to especially women, sometimes your weight, you could be losing weight, or you could be just getting to the gym, toning yourself up just because that's what you want to do. And you may have some people say, yo, you need to stop losing all that weight, or you don't look good, like that, you starting to look sick or something like that, or you starting to look more manly, building up muscles and stuff like that in your arms and things that don't really look too good or whatever. And so if you don't have thick skin and know how to discard that, it will sink into your mind and your spirit, and it'll make you start pulling back from that thing you like doing. You may like the gym, you know, you may enjoy getting to the gym, working out, you know, enjoy getting your workouts in. But somebody who's watching you has an opinion about that, and they don't like it. And sometimes you don't have to be quick to get upset, but sometimes you can sit back and just analyze where people are coming from. Like that same person that's telling you losing weight, or you might look sick, or you building too many muscles, looking manly, that person could not even be care about themselves. They may not even be taking care of themselves, or as active as you are. And so what they could be giving you their unsolicited opinion based on some that strength in you that's making them feel insecure. You know, they could be having, you know, health issues, underlying health issues, and things that they should have been actually tag teaming with you onto the gym for, but they're not. They're criticizing you, and they ain't even going to the gym. You see what I'm saying? So you got to know how to have thick skin and tune out people's opinions sometimes, and really sit with yourself at times and think, what works for me? And sometimes isolation actually is knowing when to isolate yourself away from people is very beneficial, you know, because you can really absorb your own thoughts, your own feelings, and analyze what's working for you and maybe what you need to change. But don't let other people's opinion enslave you to the point where it causes you, if if you're speaking out or encouraging people, helping people, and there are people that are benefiting from your encouragement. You may have other people who don't like you speaking out, or who feel like you're not qualified, or you need to shut your mouth because you ain't blah blah blah, you ain't got what I got, or you ain't got no title. Who ordained you to do this and do that? You see, that's an opinion. That's an opinion. So you got to have thick skin, and you got to understand the motive and where people are coming from when they throw out their opinions. Is it to break your spirit? Is it to encourage you? Is it something that's going to benefit you or enlighten you upon something? Or is it really just to be mean spirit, or because they are intimidated by you, or jealous of you, or insecure? Yes, people can give you bad opinions because they are jealous of you. And I can give you some examples about that. Um, you can have, or sometimes people have to have this superior, like I hear Ms. Mack say sometimes, superiority complex. They feel like they're better than you. And so for some people to feel good about the burdens they're carrying, they have to find somebody that excuse me, that they feel is beneath them. Like, for example, you can have somebody who's supposed to be a friend, and maybe you all have been friends for so many years, and you're living your life, they're living their life. You are a person that's not really needy. You just manage your own affairs, and there may be things that you're working on in your life. You may have goals, you may have things about yourself that you're working on, but you're just maintaining life, no complaints. And you may have a friend who is in maintaining their life, and so you thinking that they are content, and they may have just went and got bought themselves, like sold the home that they were living in, and went and bought themselves another bigger home. Like, they probably wasn't, like, for example, let's say you could have a friend that maybe, and this is just an example, right? You can have somebody who has, let's say they were living in a home for about 10 years, 18 years, and they ended up selling that home, right? They sold that home, didn't really make much money off of it, but because that's really not your business, and you may have an opinion as to maybe your advice, if they would have sought your advice, would have been maybe not for them to sell that home, but they didn't seek your advice, so they just doing their own thing, and it's none of your business. They may have gone and get an entire different home that's 2 times bigger than that home, costs way more money. Now they've got bigger debt, and they weren't even close to paying for this first home. But they will come to you. That individual could come to you, and you're living in your same little home. You ain't bothering nobody. You in your lane like they was in their lane. And they may come to you and say, after they done got this bigger house, right? And they may come to you and be like, girl, boy, dude, bro, you still living in that same house. You need to upgrade. You need to upgrade. After they then got them into more debt that was 2 and 3 times the first debt that they had, right? And they're telling you you need to upgrade. But your way of thinking about your home and your plans for your future, they don't know what you're thinking, just like they did not include you into their process of selling what they had. And you're not trying to tell them they should not sell. You didn't interject yourself into their home when they were like, oh, I'm going to sell my house or whatever. Oh, okay. They didn't ask for your opinion. But now that they went and got out a bigger home, they're telling you, oh, it's time for you to upgrade. But they're not telling you, when I go to bed at night, I got to pick up another, I'm kind of stressed out because these payments getting kind of heavy. I got to cover this bigger mortgage is high. Then the taxes on this thing, it then went up triple. See, they ain't telling you that. They ain't telling you, or you may hear them complain, man, my light bill done went up. I got my light bill nearly $400 this month. But yet they're telling you that you need to upgrade, while your light bill is probably less than $100 every month. Why would you upgrade? Especially if you're someone who doesn't have a big family. If it's just you, what's the purpose of upgrade? Some people, they want to keep up with the Joneses. Some people like to present this image, this outer image. Some people are really concerned about other people's opinions of them. And this is why I'm titling this video, Overcoming the Bondage of Other People's Opinion. Some people feel as if they're inadequate in life if they cannot pull up in the same type of a class of vehicle with some people that they want to fit in groups with. And if you have friends like that and you just a normal person in your own lane, material things, that superficial stuff, it don't make you or break you. They may try to insert their opinions into your life and constantly tell you, you need to do this, you need to do that. Why? Why? That's somebody who is not comfortable in life, just living the same way you're living. If you're a person who is just, enjoys just the basic things of life, not saying that nice things aren't cool or you can't enjoy nice things. You can if you want to. If you want to, just make sure your motive for doing those things are right, and understand if you're comfortable where you're at financially, you're able to maintain. You ain't going to bed at night with all this stuff over your head about how you gonna pay for that, what you got to do to keep managing this and keep managing that. In my opinion, the less debt and less is less stress you got in your life, and less enslavement. Because the Bible even tells us the borrower is a slave to the lender. And so when you got somebody who is a friend, and they may be envious of you a little bit, they may tell you need to upgrade. You ask them, why I need to upgrade? Well, you need to enjoy something. You had that house for so long. Well, yeah, it's about paid for. You sold yours. You wasn't even halfway paid for yours, and you sold it and went and got something bigger and put yourself in more debt. So you have to be bonded. You have to work. You have to figure out ways to get this stuff paid for, so that you can be, relaxed one day. And then especially if you're getting older and stuff, you don't want to get older and have all these big bills. You want to start getting that stuff paid off. You want to start getting stuff paid off as you're, you know reaching, as you're getting older, get stuff paid off. And then that way, when you got stuff paid off and you build up your money, like my elders say, you become your own bank. Then when if you build a family, you build it together, and you can add what you need as you go, from a place of security, financial security. So you have some people give you bad advice, and they may be jealous. You tell them, they're not going to tell you that they jealous of you. They got all this bigger stuff. They got bigger stress, bigger debt. If they ain't paid it off, and they telling you to upgrade, but you ain't got all that bigger debt. You ain't got them big high light bills that they got. You got a little small light bill. Don't think that don't trigger some envy right there. They might not say it, but they telling you to upgrade. While their light bill is about $400 something a month, and yours is less than $100 a month. You see what I'm saying? That's wisdom. And then, you know, and I said you can have people give you their opinions from a place of jealousy as well. I think I shared this before. I always say I'm a different kind of woman. I'm in a class all by myself. I had a friend, or I thought was a friend, for many years. When I began to learn the skills of maintaining my own vehicles, I had a friend that would criticize me, not encourage me. This is someone who I looked up to as a sister. And so I would take my free time. I didn't always go hang out and go to the malls and stuff like that. In my free time, I wanted to learn. I would read up on different things. I would order different manuals for each of my vehicles. I have a manual for each one of my vehicles. So therefore, if I run across an issue, I can look in that manual and kind of get some knowledge on it. And then not only that, you have the use of technology. There's so much information on the internet where you can learn and see things. If you're a visual learner like me, I am a visual and I am a kinesthetic learner. I just auditory learning, it's, sometimes you can tell me the most simplest thing, but it will go over my head for something that, especially if I've never seen it before. Me seeing and me doing with my hand, kinesthetic and visual, that's how I learn best. And so I would spend a lot of my time reading books and learning about my different vehicles and stuff, because for many years being a woman, you don't really know much about those things. And a lot of times you're taking advantage of because of your lack of knowledge. And that's in any profession I've seen now, in any field, in anything of life. There are those who know and those who know not. Malcolm X said, knowledge is power. And I like to add, knowledge activates the power within us, because when you've taken in that knowledge and then now you come across certain things you need to get done, that activates your power, and you can't be taken advantage of. And there'll be some people who don't like that because they can't take the piss out of you. But anyway, I would read books and stuff, and I would learn about how to repair different things on my vehicle. And what pushed me to that is being taken advantage of on many instances. And so I had this friend who I considered a sister. When she called, sometimes she'd call me, "Hey, what's up, girl?" And I'd say what I was doing. I was always working on something. Either I was building something in my backyard or working on something, doing something. And so when she would call me and I would be working on my car fixing, I was like, "Yeah, I'm out here doing this tune up." One time I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm out here." "Stop, Daniel. Do not try to get by me in the name of Jesus. Go, go, go. Stop pushing on me. Go back." He bracing back to come back. He wanted trying to get beside me. "Go, Daniel, go. Leave me. Get off of me. Where your ball at? Where that ball? Oh, where that ball? Get that ball. I'm gonna take his ball." He liked that old stupid ball. "Get that ball. Get that ball. There you go. Get your ball. Throw it. Throw it. Kick the ball." But anyway, so there was one time. Uh, Throw it over there, man. Go on. And so there was one time she called me, and she was like, "What you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm out here just changing the doing a tune up on my car, changing the I think I was just changing the coil packs and the spark plugs. You don't always have to change the coil pack. There's what go over top of the spark plug." And so she was like, "Oh, you need to stop doing all that." And he go, I was outside. I was sitting in my mind. I was saying, "Why I pick up this phone? Why did I even answer this phone?" You ever get them phone calls? Well, I don't get them much now, which is a blessing. But you ever get them phone calls where you when the phone ring, you look at who called it and you be like, are they gonna say something to make me feel good, or are they gonna bring me down? That's what I get, those phone calls, and little by little they started being eliminated one by one, baby. Because as you grow in certain areas, it could be areas that some of them people can't even compare in, or they don't even have knowledge in. But the fact that you're just doing something different, you see how unrelatable, or they can't even relate, or they can't even encourage your growth, even if it's something different. Like if I was me, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or nothing, but I would love to have a friend like me. I would love that, even, because I know if I'm over here learning ABC, this person is probably over there doing D, E, F, and G. And at some point, I might need some resources from D, E, F, and G, and they might need some resources from ABC, so we can kind of work together, even though we're very different, as long as the love is there. But anyway, so I was thinking, why did I pick up this phone? And the first thing she was saying, once she found out what I was doing, I'm outside enjoying, the sun is shining, nice, beautiful day. I'm leaning over my car, doing my thing. And so first thing she said, "Oh, you need to stop doing all that kind of stuff. You need to go find you a man to do it for you. Go find you a man to do it for you." And this is somebody who stay in the church every single Sunday. And that's what they call me, find out what I'm doing, and just try to break my spirit down with their opinions. Her opinion is I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing, even though my car had symptoms of a misfire, old spark plugs, they needed to be changed, and I needed to stop what I'm doing. See, this is why you got to have thick skin, and you got to have your own mind. Because if you listen to people, then you will feel like you're inadequate. People will put you in debt. People will have you seeking, running, chasing their coattail, thinking they got something that you need in life, when everything you need is on the inside of you, in the Word of God. And we can benefit from each other. There's wisdom in the multitude of counsel, but there are some people that try to make you feel like you need them, or make you feel like something is wrong with you because they cannot influence you the way they want to. And so that's what she called me and told me I needed to stop doing what I'm doing to go find a man. I was like, let me get off this phone. You have a blessed day. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. You have a blessed day. I ain't even care about what's going on in the day because I ain't called her. See what I'm saying? Now then, on the flip side of that, after some time had passed, this same individual ran into the same symptoms with their vehicle, which was the vehicle I was working on. Mine was an older one, but they had a newer one, a higher dollar value vehicle, and they had the same symptoms and went to the dealer and got a estimate, a large bill. It was maybe, I would say, what they wanted to charge was 12 times or 10 times what it costs to go and buy your own little spark plugs and fix your own little thing. Yeah, they were ridiculous now, but that will come with you when you buy them badges on them cars. That's what you paying for. And so guess what? I don't even think 2 weeks had gone by. I don't even think 2 weeks, and this is how God works. He humbles the proud. Had to call back to little old me, the same little old me that she criticized and said that she was having that same issue, and asked if I would assist, and then tried to gaslight me and say, oh, I was just teasing. You see, overcome the bondage of other people's opinion. And let me tell you, when you are a peculiar people, see, we are peculiar people. We different. You know, you are anointed to bring change into the world. Yeah. Your light. That's why there's so much opposition to that light. That's why there's so many people that just don't get you, and they ain't gonna get you. Your tribe will get you, even if it's not understanding you on every level. It's people that will feel your whole vibe, and they see how you rock, and they see how you're moving, and they get you. They may not understand you 100%. I don't think we all understand ourselves 100%, because we're constantly evolving, we're constantly changing, we're constantly growing to learn who we were before we were sent. He said, I knew you before you were in your mother's womb. So when you are peculiar, you're different. They're going to have a lot of people who don't get you, and they will try to enslave you with their opinions. And if you don't have your own mind, if you don't know how to think for yourself, you will live a miserable, defeated, and a fearful life. So you got to understand that your thoughts are greater for you than the thoughts of another. There will be people who try to make you feel left out. There'll be people who try to criticize, body shame you. I told you the other day how when I was younger, my cousin used to call me flat chested. And there was in school when I was younger, there was some girls that, you know, they were well more developed. They called me flat chested. There was one time I remember one morning I woke up and I said, you know, I felt so insecure. Didn't even really was enjoying my school life. Didn't really think about the body in that way until other people's opinions, and right then kids can just say anything, begin to affect me. And I remember one time I had a little trainer bra, I pushed tissue down in it and tried to make sure I wasn't going to go being flat chested. And my mom called me to hand her something, and when I went to bend down, she saw the tissue. She was like, oh. And she was like, come here. And she snatched that tissue out. You know, but that was me as a child being influenced by the wrong opinions. You see what I'm saying? Being influenced by the wrong opinions. And you will see sometimes, if you can be thick-skinned, if you can learn yourself, what do I like? What works best for me? What do I need? And how can I learn how to do what I need, or get what I need to be done, you know, without being a bother to anyone, or just, you know, being more independent? How can I learn different skills? Or, what makes me happy about me? Or when you look in the mirror, what don't I like about myself? What are things that you don't like about yourself? And you make yourself happy. You shape yourself, but don't allow other people's opinion to make you feel like you are not enough. You are inadequate. You are less than. You're not qualified. Believe in yourself. There's nobody on this earth that's going to believe in you greater than you. And you got to silence these voices that will try to enslave you, that will try to make you feel like you need to hush. Sometimes you need to speak up a little bit more. Sometimes you need to continue doing what you're doing. Sometimes people will, like I said, their insecurity, they feel like they've missed something in life because they see your light shining. When all they got to do, they still got the health and strength, is go back to their own drawing boards. Go back to their own drawing boards. Focus on what they want. Am I really happy doing what I'm doing? Am I really happy doing this? Can't nobody else define your happiness but you. Now you can have people who their hearts are with you and they help inspire you. They encourage you. They give you new knowledge, new ideas. They help push you in the right direction. No ill intentions, no insecurities, no trying to break your spirit, not trying to manipulate you and rob you of your resources, not trying to give you bad advice. You'll have some people, oh, you can't, all these men, I done been married and I done been divorced 50 million times, and I'm telling you, all these men is dogs. So now their hearts are turned against all men. Or you have some people who they have parents with their men who may have mama issues with their parents, or they've been hurt by women, or they may be mad because they lost the one woman that they wanted, or maybe they messed something up. Oh, why women are this and women are that. Now they know all the women in the world, and they'll tell you all the women in the world is this way, and giving you this advice. Be careful who getting into your ear. Get to know people for yourself. I remember I was on this job, and when I first started my career, and I had everybody tell me about this supervisor, this lady. She was she was always serious. She always seemed like she was just, she walked in power and authority. And I just admired that, just the way she operated from afar. But everybody has so much negative things to say about this woman. Oh, she's a demon from hell. Oh, she's evil. Oh, she's this. And I listened to all of that. Oh, I wouldn't want to work with her. I would request a transfer. But I sat back and I observed this woman for myself. And I saw how she operated, and I learned a lot from her. And she taught me a lot. She was not who they said she was. She was a woman who demanded respect. She had great integrity. Her personality, people probably didn't vibe with her personality. She wasn't so, always smiling and jittery, but her character. She was a woman of honor. She was honest. She was dependable. She was a leader. She was not insecure. If she saw me do something in a way, she would ask questions. She would ask me questions sometimes that I didn't see her ask other people. you know and one time there was an issue where it was a big issue where there's some folk just really tried to lie on me at work and cause problems with me, and I did nothing wrong. I was innocent. I was just starting my career, trying to learn things the right way, and she saw how that affected my countenance. And I remember one day she had me, we rode and we went and she just talked with me. She just started pouring into me, and it made me feel better because I was just to the point where I wanted to just give up. I didn't understand why I went through or experienced that type of adversity. And then we pulled up to this place for breakfast. She treated me to breakfast. And that's when I began to learn, you know, her heart. Like, wow, she really sees me. She's encouraging me. She's not really one that you can really read. Like I say, her personality is just different, but it's a difference between when you learn somebody's true character. It takes time, it takes observation, and you learn that through people's actions. And she, after we ate breakfast, and we talked a little bit. I really wasn't saying much because I was just broken initially. I wanted, like I said, I wanted to give up. I was angry. I really wanted to fight, but she calmed me down and she shared some of her stories with me. And then I began to learn why people really badmouthed this woman and hated her. you know um she was good at what she did, and no one could. Other people's opinion and other people's error did not dictate how she did her job or define who she was. And she deserved to be in the position of leadership. So I was so happy that I didn't listen to other people and immediately put in a transfer request. No, I enjoyed the little time that we worked together. I've never in my life, even after that, I had another guy who's like my father. And when it comes to those two supervisors, they are the best supervisor I've ever had in my entire life of living and working on any job. I've never had anyone like those two. You don't meet people like that every day and Sunday too. True gems are very, very rare. And when you come across them, I don't care if it could be 20 years, 30, you will never forget them. And there are people who will never forget many of you, people of God. They'll never forget who you are, right? Or they'll never forget the love that you made them feel, or the support. They'll never forget the experience that they had with you. So anyway, um, I hope I wasn't really confusing. I just talked straight from the spirit, but I wanted to just share that. That was on my spirit to share this morning. Overcoming the bondage of other people's opinions. Your thoughts are greater for you than the thoughts of another. So have a blessed Saturday. Happy Sabbath. If nobody told you that they love you today, you know your little country bumpkin sister loves you. There's only one of you in this whole wide world. Love yourself. Yep, love yourself. And we know that the blood of Jesus is the only blood that has power. And get to know people for yourself. Doesn't matter what you hear over here to the left and right. Those could be a bunch of haters who that individual did not allow their opinions to enslave them. And they could be angry because of that. Because sometimes when people can't control you, the next thing that they want to do is they want to influence how other people see you, right? Some people are living in a place of insecurity within themselves. They don't have enough going on in their own lives, and they have too much time on their hands. So they sit back and they people watch. And when they people watch, they form opinions about other people's lives rather than just sharing what's inside of them and what's going on in their lives. But anyway, that's just my little 2 cents. Have a blessed day.